Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you today. Today's I will change the topic, and we would be able to share with each other. It's one of the topics that my favorite, and it's in our work over the past years. In order to find some, it's called a new tool for game changers. Exciting game changers. Are you willing to be the game changers? So this webinar is for game changers, and the title is the Go Consensus on Business Model Canvas. Someone asked what the title very big up there called OPC. That is the words that we want every game changer would like to see, because this is the solution that we've been seeking for during COVID-19. One pace of change. Was never ever better than working in a company, working in a team, working in a department, working with for yourself, your own plan, but on only one page. You're tired of seeing the hundreds of pages that we're seeing every time we make a proposal, a yearly, a monthly plan. I mean, monthly plan. Just last week, we received one of our customer a big report from a small hotel with 300 rooms. But most of the time during COVID-19, the company doesn't open. But they have about 20 pages of report. 20 pages. And most likely, it's lack of number, it's lack of a clear picture. It's all listing out what they've been doing for page to pages. And the most important is when a CEO or the investor looking at it, they don't know where need to read first. What's the most important information? And the more important is, I don't know what information I need to pick up. Do I miss anything? So one pace of change, OPC, from today, we will share with you is how to address that. Don't so busy, we're very complicated, so many things to think about, and with constantly changes by COVID-19, we were able to do something really good for ourselves and for our life. Why not? So let's look at the webinar game changer today, because I'm assuming that whoever you sitting here today is actually want to be a game changer. You want to do something different to change some game. And the game in here should be not a game on television or in a streamer. The game here is for your work, for your life, for your team. So this program is been organized by Respect Vietnam with work.co, VID, and Impact Up. Those are, truly the company and organization and social enterprises very dedicated for the young people, young game changers just like you. So let's start. Let's talk about myself. I'm going to introduce into so many lines and make it easy. Now, that is me, if you remember. And I graduated from Cornell in 2009. It's a Master of Professional Study in International Development, but I took most of my course at business school and ILR. It's called Industrial and Labor Relations. It was mostly on HR and labor program at Cornell. It's one of the top schools and one of the best schools I ever been very lucky to get into. And all my years, and there's so much to talk about, so many things to share with, but I am the founder of Respect Vietnam and the owner of Viet Work Team Alliance platform. And to remember about me, as you see on the left-hand side, that is called people. My favorite topic and everything is my career, is people. I'm interested in people. I would like to do studying people, and the most important, how to find out different way for people to live better, to work better, but most of the time work better. That's why we have the next title, Workplace Solution Developer, or Seeker, or Promoters. whatever you call it, remotely at work. I mean, life is really something I would like to say is very hard for everyone. But professionally, and really hard talking about it. But for life, I want to risk taker of love. Well, I'm talking risk, but it's high return. We already learned that from 101 on finance. So I would like to take risks in love. And in love at life, and love is that's how it's supposed to be. And for the very last thing to remember about me is that the picture from to the end you see in the banner as well. That's the social and the model that we would like you to take a part of it to learn from it today. That's we call OKR consensus on business model Canvas. I love comics. That's why we and our artists and I myself thinking every day what kind of idea to bring up the comics. Comics make people easy to understand. It's make all the crazy ideas so abstract, so big, so grand idea come into something simple and easy to understand. And that's why we have comic. And this picture is basically what from showing is what I'm very dedicated for. Today I'm willing to share that with you. So let's start. To whoever sitting in front of the screen, what do you think this comic is about? What is this comics telling you? You can talk or you can type on the screen so I can see. Or even better, just jump into the quick one because I have quite a comic for you. It's name the comic in one sentence. It's only telling you, so you giving it a title. If it's title good enough, we could put it actually on the website for you. Okay. Flying dream, flying goals, flying expectation. Yeah, everybody know this is the picture. It's very famous in many countries, in China, Vietnam, many countries. When we studying on Moon Festival, especially mostly I think in India and China, so we are burning this kind of lantern. We want to bring our wish, our dream, our goal to somewhere. Hopefully, then it's gonna become reality somewhere. But you're looking at some pictures, some people start to do it, some people follow it, some people have to take some ladder to put it on. It's showing how much we want to have a different way to reach our goal, trick our dream, and do whatever to bring it. But like somebody said, too many goals, too many dreams. We all dream high to do something. Is it a good thing? Of course. Nobody taxes us. We dream high, expect high, do whatever is really wants to. But most important, and we talk about inspiration. So it's inspiring you, but do you want to become better? I myself been crazy with so many dreams, so many goals, so many expectations, it didn't happen. It's life. But do we and could we be able to do something for our dream, for our goal? Like think about that. Do we stop dreaming? Or we dream a little bit? We make a less goal and make it more visible, actionable, and make it plan and on out and really do something about it. The only 3% of people in this world really aim high and get what they want, as they say. And in other words, they will have a great plan. So that's part of what we have today. Dream high, everybody's on expectation, having goal. So many of them is good or not. Think about it. Okay, next. What this comic's telling you. Again, typing into the screen and tell me. Name it a comic in one sentence. What do you think about this comic? You see just flying the goal number one. The lady is flying on, with the goal number one. With the goal number four, people keep flying. With the goal one and three, the one and three, they actually smash the goal. What is that? Flying goals, smashing goals, conflicting goals, goals in crisis, yes. go smashing and pushing away and completely, you know, you know, smashing. They kill each other go. This goal is actually replacing other, or this goal is other killing other goals. That's crazy. It's like I want to be an artist, but at the same time I want to be mathematics. I want to be a scientist and be an artist. I mean, of course, what would happen to me before when we is actually the first in the university and free trade women, free trade university of Vietnam, and it's interesting that you have a program of either for those who are either good at math and at the same time who are very good at art. So actually, I remember I would completely fail when I both taking an exam for art. I work with a very famous artist right now, but I would never become an artist, and I like fail becoming very good mathematics. I realized that after 1 year. I mean, goal like completely different, completely conflicting, completely really, killing each other. And we just one human being. How can we make both? Maybe we're genius, but do we have enough time, resources? We have to sacrifice other things into do that both conflicting goal. Think about it. Here, this picture is supposed to have a better post like underneath of what these two guys digging is the goal. Very goal underneath. So I would need to edit it a little bit, but the guy sitting on top, he try almost touch the goal underneath on the underground, and he's yelling at the other one, say, "No goal, don't dig anymore." But the other guy keep digging in the hope of seeing, but this guy stop. What is your message? What is name the comic in one sentence? Is that a halfway, procrastinating, or you don't have enough determination to your goal? Oh, something happening with this one, but we're gonna come back to it later on. Okay, this things I do, things the world needs, things that make money, things I'm good at, things I like to do. Is anyone sitting in front of the screen? Is a young student, young startup, young professional, young employee, who have an intern in the company, working for an organization, whatever you wanted to do in life, you realize that there's so much to do, so many things to do. Unfortunately, the four most important things that make the way we are, the way the society recognizes us, or maybe simpler, the way that parents and family and school and classes and friends recognize you, is a thing that the world really needs from you, the society needs from your parent needs from you. It's like a bubble. Things I'm doing, like going to the flow in the ocean, and it not got into the four important bubble. Thing the world needed from me. I need to be a super, super great artist. The world needs somebody like me, but I cannot do anything because I'm busy doing something else. The thing that make money is, come on, we all need money. Wouldn't ever say when I was talk to a school of hundreds of students, and we're asking, who do not need money when you decide to participate into the labor market? You want to work for a company and say, I don't need my salary. Nobody. Even beginning, I want to work for my passion. It's like things I like to do. But the bottom line is, I want to work for my passion, and one day I've been in very deep in debt, and then I have to ask to make loan from the bank, to make loan from my parents, my friends, and I always been worried and anxious about I don't have money. No, we need that too. And things I like to do and things I'm good at. Things I'm good at. Really good at something. I'm good at drawing, I'm good at math, I'm very good at coding, I'm very good at designing, I'm very good at looking for some solution. I want to care about people and want to do something. I'm good at it. I'm good at it. So The four important things is like a bubble, and things I'm doing is nothing to do related to those things. What do you think? Name it. Oh, people already finished. Okay, four, four things I never do. Okay, I always do things wrong. Okay, keep going. Think about it. Think about it. I love about comic is giving you such a great idea and such an inspiration. For everyone will think of different, the way you name it, the way you keep the language, but the message is right there. It's wonderful if everybody look in one comic and have the same common thought about something. Your translation, your language can be different, your interpretation can be different, but that message is right there. That's a amazing idea about comics, and I love that. And I would like to thank to my artists, the mostly to Young Smile in the magazine. Tuổi trẻ cười. This make it wonderful for us. Okay? Okay, keep it in there, keep it in. We keep it all that, and we coming up later on. We coming up with a survey was inspired by comic. You don't have to answer the survey with so much writing, but only by looking at the comic, you would have your answer. You click in which comic you choose. So that survey is coming out soon. I would love to see whether you enjoy it or not. All right. So bottom up, the five picture. What we have, you have halfway, fascinating. Oh, the pictures that I just skip it actually. The picture between the guy who actually giving very organized design for the organization for a team. But the boss says no, because he's not familiar with that. And he prefers something more messy, more juggling, more, really hard to understand. Then he approved it. That's from one of the boss, somebody working on somewhere, in some places, some company from organization been facing with. We call it unlogical, sometimes very sentimental, the way we work so far. And the one we just finished, our focus, non-productive. Too many go, conflicting goes, flying go, pushing away goes. So all five must function really happening to many of us. Maybe not with others, but some with each other. Not all five, but one or two. Some have all five. I don't know. It's happened to me too. So what do you do? Want to fly? Where to go? How to go? Oh, that's definitely look at plane. It's got into fly one talking fly. I'm sitting right here in a jungle. And you heard the airplanes roaring. We need to take a flight soon when the COVID is ended. So, how? If you're facing all this situation, where are you gonna go? But how to get there? Think about these two questions. Do we what's urge? What do we really need to do something to make changes for ourselves? I'm asking myself question since I was 18 years old, and even before that. Before I got to Cornell, before I got into Ministry of Labor, and working and have so many questions and I cannot answer myself. How can I coding? Why? There's so many questions in my mind. I still remember the story of when I got into one of professor, very famous professor at Cornell, and everybody say that he can make you cry because I have to pass him in order to get in enrollment at Cornell and get a 10. And of course, when in the interview, I talked about what I did in Ministry of Labor before I got to Cornell. I become an interpreter, interpreting many VIP and important issue, like a free trade agreement, labor standard and free trade agreement. But the professors should look at me and say, it seemed to me that you didn't do anything really. I almost cry. I have to go back. I feel like, no, I have to quit. But then finally, I got some way back and really nailed it in 20 minutes, with really burning desire talking about. I've been in Ministry of Labor for a couple of years and I still don't understand why we need to pay men and women the same Why we need to pay expat and Vietnamese the same if we want to get into the free trade agreement with the US, with America, with European Union company? Why? And that's why I got into Cornell. So basically, it was so many things get into your mind, and so many things happen. You got to make a good question for yourself first. What do I need? What do I need the most? Because if you cannot answer, you do so many things, just like so many things, but not those four bubble. So where you want to go and how to get there? Answer me. We'll have a break. Thank you. Let's give a break for 5 minutes, then we come back.